ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. 2 days finished up at the BAISS Track and Field Championships. Amajal Knowles has an update.
The students and spectators certainly came out in droves to see who would climb up the leaderboard. Closing things out as far as the races goes, an exciting finish in the boys under 17 3,000 meters that saw the Lyford Key International Dragons had their names called as Jaden Wright powered past his opponents to take this one in 10 minutes 6.2 seconds.
I hung in the back for the first 4 laps just to get comfortable, and then I took over for I think 3 before, and then the last lap I was kind of just saving myself for the sprint at the end. In
the pit, it was a duel between SAC and QC as the under 17 girls triple jump capped off the field events for day 2. That saw a battle between SAC's Takia Holbert and Saria Farquharson and Queens College's Shanice Miller. But ultimately, the Big Red Machine would leap their way to the 1-2 finish, with Holbert winning the event with a leap of 11.40 meters.
I felt that I did extremely well. I PR'd today, so I'm very confident that in the next meet I will qualify, and I'm very pleased with my performance.
Several stellar individual performances from the competitors from the various schools certainly bodes well for the 242 as far as regional track and field events are concerned, but don't let us tell it. B3A's President Jamiko Archer saying he was certainly impressed at what he saw.
Anthea is always, she's the household name in our business, and so she would have qualified in the long jump once again. She's already qualified. And then we had some new names that would have emerged. Shamar Bain would have qualified in the under 17 boys 400 meter hurdles. So that was exciting news for us. We had some new qualifiers in the long jump. Zachary Evans would have qualified. We had Farquharson, who's already qualified, and then of course we have Otto Lang, who would have qualified as well in the under 17 boys long jump.
As far as how the meet has been ran over the first 2 days, organizer says it couldn't have been ran any smoother.
We see the fact that a number of schools have improved in their program, and the spread of points, more schools are getting more points than years before.
We are actually quite pleased with the way the meet is going on. We had some exciting performances, which is our main concern. And of course, the facilities lend itself, and the condition lends itself to excellent performances by all of the athletes here.
Now, as far as a look at the point standings after day 2, only 14 points separating 1 and 2. The Queens College Comets coming in second with 668.50 points, and rounding out the leaderboard atop after day 2, the St. Augustine's College Big Red Machine with 682 points. Now, who will emerge victorious on the third and final day? We'll make your way on out to the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium tomorrow to find out. I'm Amajal Knowles, ZNS Total Sports.
Last chance meet this weekend at the Betty Kelly King National Aquatic Center as they gear up for the Carifta Championships. Mark Anthony Thompson and Audrey Prince both hoping to represent the 242 in the open water segment.
I expect to swim about 4 events. I just want to drop my time in all of them because I'm already in a good position, but nothing's ever in set. So I just want to try better my time to try and make my place or my chances of making the team better.
You should expect to see some fast times from me. I've been working hard for the past few months leading up to Carifta, and I just want to put my best foot out there to try and make the Carifta team.
Thompson and Prince went on to speak about how training in a pool affects them for open water.
I find it easier to train better in the pool. I don't really train for open water per se. I usually go and I just swim it. But I'm also a distance swimmer anyways, so my distance training in the pool helps me to swim open water as well as swimming in the pool.
For pooling to open water, it's not really that difficult except for the fact that just aren't any walls and no lane ropes or no extra surface to bump into outside of where you're going off the first lap. But otherwise, it shouldn't be that bad adjusting.
New Providence Basketball Association's first round playoffs picking up last night at the AF Valley Gym. The discount distributor Rockets running with the Leno Regulators. Rockets firing on all cylinders early on, and they jumped out to a 39-22 lead at the half. Feeling like they had the game in cruise control, the Rockets took their foot off the gas, and the Regulators put together a 10-0 run in the third to get back in the game at 61-50. Fourth quarter, Rockets coach D. Johnson getting some good minutes from his bench. They would put away the Regulators 86-75. Livingston Munnings led the Rockets with 15 points and 11 rebounds. Dan Rad Chicken Knolls also with 15 points. Ernest Saunders adding 14, while Giorgio Walks followed with 13. The Regulators getting a game-high 29 points from Alexander Roll. Chico Francis had 12.
Yeah, it's always good to win the first game of the season. The guys was a little sluggish in the second half. They play no defense. They turn over the ball, miss a lot of easy shots. I have confidence in my bench. The bench is the one who really causes you to win when you give them confidence in games like this. When that name or call again, they'll be ready.
It's typical of my basketball team, but the problem is we dig ourselves such a huge hole. That's kind of difficult to get back. And my guys are fighters, and I think they know that. And at the end of the day, that's something we got to adjust. We had a lot of turnovers. That kind of put us in that bind. I think Alex came out tonight. He came out to play basketball, but some adjustments, some stuff that we like, that we saw tonight, we probably capitalize it for next game, but too big a hole.
On to the feature game now. The University of the Bahamas Mingos up against the JD Seafood Shockers. The Mingos in control through the third quarter. They led 16-13 after 1, 32-24 at the half, and 47-39 after 3. Fourth quarter, the Mingos would fall apart, and the Shockers took full advantage, ending the game on a 25-10 run to take the series opener 64-57. Lenny Oscar canned a game-high 15 points to lead the Shockers. Horace McKenzie followed with 10. UB getting a double-double from Kemsey Sylvester, 14 points and 13 boards. Romero Cornish and Robert Joseph adding 10 points apiece.
First of all, let's just say hats off to the Shockers. They came out, they executed their game plan. They rushed us. We wanted to play a slower game, but we ended up speeding up the ball and playing into their hands. We have to execute. At the end of the game, we were trying to execute one or two plays. My guys just did not execute. We should have executed, and we would have been in a different situation. We would have had to win, not them.
From the Pro Hardwood last night, Tromsø tipping off postseason play in Norway with an 86-70 loss to Filligan. Kevin Altidore finishing up with 12 points and 8 rebounds in 28 minutes. Game 2 there in the quarterfinals set for Sunday. Elsewhere, Jerron Cornish posting 5 points and 2 rebounds in Spain for Zonatsa. They won 72-67 over La Roda. In the Czech Republic, LJ Rose, he had 2 points for BK Olamaku. That came in an 86-70 loss to Opava. Meantime, in Italy, Dynamo Sassari finally able to take back to the court after their previous game was postponed due to concerns over the coronavirus. Sassari suffering just their third loss in the European Champions League, going down 84-81 to Burgos out of Spain. Dwight Colby was scoreless with 3 rebounds and a block in 5 minutes off the bench. Dejor Adderley and the St. Thomas Bobcats waited with bated breath last night to find out if they would get an at-large bid to the NAIA Men's National Basketball Tournament. The Bobcats could have sewn up an automatic bid by winning the Sun Conference Tournament, but they fell 78-73 in the final to Southeastern, meaning St. Thomas has now gone 10 years without a conference title. This time around, it just wasn't meant to be, as the Bobcats were left out despite their 22-6 record. Adderley finishing his senior season having started in 26 of the 27 games he played. He averaged 6 points, 3.4 rebounds in 23 minutes per game. Charles Bain with 7 points and 4 rebounds last night as the top-seeded Robert Morris Colonials opened up the Northeast Conference Tournament, holding off 8th-seeded St. Francis 59-58. Bain and the Colonials out again on Saturday against 4th-seeded LIU Brooklyn as they look to take another step towards that automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Elsewhere on the college hardwood last night, Malachi McCoy saw his freshman season with the Benedict Tigers come to an end with a 67-62 loss to Albany State in the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference Tournament. McCoy inserted into the starting lineup, finishing up 3 for 4, 6 points in 15 minutes. He ends the season having played in 28 of the Tigers' 30 games with 4 starts, averaging 7.3 points and 4.7 rebounds in 15 minutes per game. Now, this season has been a struggle for Houston Baptist and Philip McKinsey, but they were able to pull out a win last night, their fourth of the season, 88-76 over Incarnate Word. McKinsey had 5 points and 4 rebounds to go along with 3 assists in 21 minutes. As for the Ole Miss Running Rebels, they were in the win column as well, 75-67 over Missouri. Sammy Hunter with 2 points and 3 rebounds in 9 minutes. On to the college baseball diamond now. The Kentucky Wildcats holding off Murray State last night 9-8. Araj Anu going 0 for 5 with 2 runs scored. The Florida Atlantic Owls celebrating as well. A big win over 9th-ranked Miami 11-2. BJ Murray also finishing up 0 for 5. The 35th annual Warner University College Baseball Invitational has swung into play today. The host school, the Warner Royals, opening up with a 7-1 win over Michigan Dearborn. Rio Russell doing his job as a pinch runner, coming around to score a run. Former player turned coach and now umpire Martin Pork Burrows continuing to make a name for himself on the international scene in the sport of baseball. Having called games at many international events, he's now on a new adventure, the College Recruitment Umpires Clinic. That's set to be held in Palm Beach next week.
I've been doing international umpiring baseball. Last year I had the opportunity to go to the Carl Ripken Babe Ruth World Games, and hopefully I'll be back there next year, August 6th to the 15th. And I've been doing international umpiring softball in Orlando for about 10 years now. And this is a big push for me because, you know, I'm over the 55 plus category now, so I'm looking at the retirement. And this is my retirement plan. Once I achieve this goal, I'll be eligible to do baseball college games.
Burrows also trying to get more individuals involved in umpiring.
I try to encourage some of our other umpires coming up is that, you know, you have to show interest. I had 1 or 2 clinics, but not much people came out. They came out the first time, and we had the guys from Dominican down here for the clinic. But I tried to put off 1 or 2 other clinics, but the guys ain't showing much interest. It's a good future in the umpiring, but the guys got to take it serious. Right now, I'm trying to find out 1 or 2 umpires who I could send to Dominican to get the next level of umpiring, but they got to show me the interest here first before I could send them away. Because once I send them Dominican, you know, my name is on the line to say that, hey, I don't want to just send somebody just to say we sending somebody there. But they have to have the passion and the interest.
That's a look at sports. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.